Uncle Doug, Christina's Uncle Doug. I'm the only thing standing between you and a lot of dancing. I hope there's a lot of Michael Jackson in that queue, okay? This is very weird for me because I gave a toast at Christina's mom's wedding a long time ago, and I just don't feel that old. And here I am giving a toast at Christina's wedding, but it's my pleasure. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do a toast tonight, and Christina and Andrew both said, oh, you got to do the story about when I was 18 months old and I crapped my pants at the beach. You got to do the story. So there's stories that she is at the beach, I'm with Lindsay and her mom, and she's wearing this bathing suit, and I'm not even married to Lindsay yet, and Christina looks me in the eye, and we have this moment. She looks me straight in the eye, and then her whole body just shudders. And she's just standing there, and she kind of does this Elvis thing, you know, like this, and she craps her pants right in front of me. And to be quite honest, it was a little awkward and a little bit rude. I don't care if she was 18 months old. I didn't really know her that well. And so I don't want to tell that story about Christina. I don't think that's a very interesting story. So other things I want to talk about Christina. So last night was the rehearsal dinner, which was this fantastic event. And not all of you guys were there, and so I just want to bring up a few things. And so first off, I learned a lot about Andrew. Apparently Andrew's a bit of an intellectual. He's a smart guy. He likes philosophers. People were talking about staying up till 4 in the morning talking about Karl Marx. Andrew, we're going to stay up to 4 in the morning talking about, like, okay, what's more interesting, the DC universe or the Marvel universe? That is going to be a conversation with me. But it was fascinating that they're talking about these things all college, and then I'm like, and he's marrying Christina? Like, uncle-niece time with Christina. This is one of my fondest memories with Christina, is that we're at my house, we're all hanging out, and I'm on the iPad, and Christina comes and she sits next to me on the couch, and we start watching videos on popthatzit.com. And so, oh, Uncle Doug, look at that big blackhead. Hit that video. Oh, that's so cute, Christina. Oh, this one, look at all the custard coming out of that one. And we spend an hour of quality time watching popthatzit.com. And it's fascinating stuff. And so, and the fact that Andrew has all these interesting conversations, that probably the most rigorous intellectual debate I've ever had with Christina is, like, we spent 3 hours in this raging debate about, is Kim Kardashian's butt gross or hot? And I'm not going to reveal what side she took. So that's the sort of stuff we talk about, Andrew. I'm sorry. Another thing that came out of last night, and which is the much bigger deal, and my eyes were like, bam. This straight guy after straight guy came up to the microphone and said these dazzling things about Andrew. These emotional, vulnerable things about Andrew, and my jaw just dropped because, I'm older than Andrew, and just, saying that they loved the man, and it was this beautiful thing, and it occurred to me that we have hit the male singularity, that women, these men are now emotionally vulnerable. You are just in this brilliant spot, look at all these young people out here. You're so lucky, because if you're over 30, ladies, you got screwed. The men suck, but these wonderful men, they go up there and they talk about their feelings. And, like, when I think about saying I love you, I'll talk to my 7-year-old son, and when I say I love you, I can't say I love you without saying I love you, man. That's how I say I love you to my 7-year-old son. I'm putting him to bed. I love you, man. But I want to challenge myself out here, and I thought I'd take a challenge, and so we're gonna see if I can do this. All right, Bill, old family friend, stand up. Bill, stand up, stand up. Bill took me to a Nationals baseball game a few weeks ago. I love you. Man. So anyway, we got done with this evening. It was dazzling. I get in the car, and my wife, Lindsay here, is swooning. She's like, oh, look, those guys, they were so wonderful. They said all these wonderful things. And I'm not mocking you, man. Truly, this is, I think, a good turn of events. And she was just so happy, and she's just like, why can't you be like that? And you know, I was listening, but I quickly sort of just checked out. I'm just like, okay, is Cersei going to get revenge on the Sparrow on Game of Thrones this weekend? And I couldn't really listen to what she had to say about it. So it was a missed opportunity. But anyway, you guys missed an amazing night last night. And I mean, in all sincerity, you're friends. I mean, at my wedding, I think the most personal thing my best man said was like, you know, he was mocking me because I have very little body hair. And that was the only, like, personal thing he said. Moving on. But it was a great event. And so, I don't know if Christina shared this. I met Andrew for the first time at Thanksgiving last year. And so we were all in Athens, Georgia, and we went out to dinner at Last Resort. And we had a wonderful meal. It's a famous restaurant in Athens. And so this terrible thing happened. The rest of the family starts attacking Andrew and Christina, saying, you guys shouldn't get married. We're not comfortable with this. I had to stand up and defend my niece against all this. Like Ensign was saying, did you see his golf swing? It's garbage. You don't want this man. Lana, sweet little Lana, the grandmother, she pounds her fists on the table and says, the guy takes 30 minutes to do his hair. Then my wife, Lindsay, who's normally just doesn't care about anything like that, she's like, he wears skinny jeans. What kind of man wears skinny jeans? And apparently all of them do. If you were there last night, they were all wearing skinny jeans. This is a new thing, guys. And then Tom, the father-in-law now, officially the father, that's so, wow. He's in the corner seething because Andrew volunteered to lead the blessing of the dinner earlier, and so it all was pretty normal, but then he ends the blessing with, and let us give thanks to the old gods and the new. And it was very awkward, and Tom wasn't happy about that. That was a Game of Thrones joke, and it just fell totally flat. You kids watch Game of Thrones, right? Anyway, so I stood up for him. I said, these guys are perfect for each other. I want them to get married. And, you know, here we are today, thanks to me. All right, and you know, I want to end this on, like, I want to give you some advice. You're joining the Cal Schumann Parsons family, Andrew. And it's a heck of a thing. We spent a lot of vacations together. And in advance, I want to tell you that vacations, we go down to Florida a lot. They're so boring. They're so boring. They just sit around the house and they do nothing. And I'm so looking forward to you joining the family and actually doing something with me. They talk about 3 things. Some meal they had 20 years ago, the meal that they currently are eating, and the meal that they're looking forward to having in the future. That's all they talk about. And so, really quickly, I'm going to give you personal advice on all individuals. Lana, you can't even say, hi, Christina, without her butting in and saying, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Please just text to each other, even when you're in the room together. Don't communicate out loud, just text. Just do that, please. Lindsay, Andrew, if you want to get on Lindsay's good side, just ask about gut bacteria. Be willing to do a fecal transplant with her. And she'll just love you to death. Ensign, just say, how's your golf swing this season? And just shut up. Just walk, step back, let him go. Tom, all you got to do is, I haven't figured that one out yet. I've known Tom for 15 years and I'm still working on that one. Bradley, rough him up. You need to rough him up. Just hold him and punch him and rough him up. He needs that sort of physical attention. Max, my oldest son, just say you like to change your clothes once a week. That's it. You'll relate to him completely. And then Jet, my youngest son, learn all the songs from Annie and sing them with him, and he'll love you to death. And that's how you'll join the family. And so I've gone on too long, but you know, I can't get too sentimental here. That's you've got the previous ones, you know. So good luck to you. We're here to support you. As much as they tried to burn you earlier, and I was there to help you, we want your marriage to succeed. And I'm not going to say anything religious. I've been a religious mentor, but mainly in the sense that when I tell you something, Christina, your parents usually had to come and say, ignore everything what Uncle Doug just said. So I'm not going to go there, but I wish you luck. Fantastic event, beautiful wedding, and Andrew, I look forward to hanging out with you. You look like athletic, and it's going to be so nice. You know? They sit around and do nothing. They're on their computers the whole time. All right, congratulations.